Robin Lowe is the operations manager for the Princeton and District Museum, and the museum, it's closed after the summer season, but things still go on in the museum. And Robin, can you give us an idea of some of the activities that go on in the off-season?
Well, right now we're working on archives. It becomes about all the behind-the-scenes work that needs to be done. So we're organizing our basement and working on new accessions and getting things organized and planned for the next season. It's way ahead of the game, but you have to do a lot of planning in order to change exhibits and develop programming. We're also working with a lot of kids and bringing the schools through for field trips. So that's really our emphasis in the season.
Actually, that's one of the things you did in this last season, your first season as the operations manager for the museum, was introduce a lot of children's interactive programs, and there were some camps here, and I know that you try to keep the exhibits moving and changing and current to whatever's going on around town. Can you give us a hint as to some of the things we can look forward to in the next season?
Well, I think that we're going to continue to develop our children's programming. We did 3 summer camps this summer with the topics being archaeology, the CSI camp that we did with the RCMP, and then we did a gold panning camp. And so they were, because it was the first time we'd ever run them, they were almost sort of prototype camps where we got a chance to work out the bugs and see what kids really responded to. So we're just going to continue to develop that and try and grow them a little bit. So instead of maybe doing just one-day camps, maybe we'll try and do week-long spring break camps or summer camps that get a little bit more in-depth into the topics.
Do you find also that doing these camps introduces residents to a building and a facility that maybe they've never come into before?
Absolutely, and the real ploy here has been getting to the kids. So we're getting children excited about the museum, which I think really is the key to keeping museums alive in a modern age. The kids come here and get a chance to touch things and play with things, and it's the kind of museum where you can sort of run around and not have to worry about keeping your hands in your pockets the whole time. So what happens is the children get excited about it, and they're bringing their aunts and uncles and parents and grandparents, and I'll see the same kids come through here 4 times through the summer with different adults. So the ploy is working. And
also you've been very lucky in the sense that you've been able to access funding to get summer students, which in many nonprofit organizations, museums being a key one of those, is that you can't really function in the summer without those particular roles being filled. And when you don't have enough volunteers in some cases, you do have to rely on summer students. This past summer you were very lucky and had some very good students working here.
Yeah, our students were excellent. They were beyond excellent. I think that they may have been able to run the place without me. But they did a really good job, and they really took ownership of the place. I found that because they're, university students and getting near finishing high school, their specialties are really doing research and, technology and using the social media. And so I kind of tried to find what they were already really good at and then find tasks here at the museum that suited their skills. And it just worked out great. They had a very successful summer.
All right, so we're standing outside of Pioneer Museum. We'll wrap this up. I'm going to pull back, and maybe you could just give us a bit of an explanation about this Pioneer Museum, and we'll just go around to the front, and you can tell us a bit about it.
Okay. This cabin is local, and it's actually from the Allison family, the native side of the Allison family. It was donated by Tip Anderson, and the cabin's from the 1890s. And a family of 8 would have used this cabin. So it's about the size of a modern bathroom, and they managed to do all of their daily living, cooking, and this is sort of where they would have, spent their spare time, whatever spare time you would have as a pioneer family.
Okay, can you maybe walk into the front? I'll follow you so you can give us a bit of an idea of the actual scale of this.
It's very small.
Yeah, I'm just going to back up here.
So what they tell us is that there probably would have been a second cabin where they would have had their sleeping quarters, because really even to fit 6 or 8 people in here just wouldn't be very comfortable. But it would have been warm, and it would have been where they would have been able to have their dinners and prepare their food, and then they probably would have moved into another building for their sleeping, which would have been about the same size and would have had bunks in it. So not terribly romantic or comfortable, but it served the purpose.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Robin, and hopefully you have an awesome summer season coming up, and I know you have a very busy off-season, so hopefully it makes your season next year all that better.
Well, thank you very much, George.